Does my code look correct here?
Your code has indentation issues and a logical error. Here's the corrected version. Python def counter num for I in num, if I equals 5, print 5 or bigger than 5, else print less than 5. Fix the indentation for the for loop. Change num to I in the if condition to check each element in the list.
Okay, so how can I use this function?
You can call the counter function by passing a list of numbers to it. For example, Python counter 3571.
Okay, so something like this. You think this is gonna work?
Yes, it will work. Your code will iterate through the numbers list and print whether each number is 5 or bigger than 5 or less than 5.
Okay, yeah, that seemed to work. Yeah, that looks good, but can you explain kind of how this works in a very high level, easy to understand?
Sure, your function counter takes a list of numbers, num. It loops through each number in the list. If a number is 5 or bigger, it prints 5 or bigger than 5. Otherwise, it prints less than 5. Simple as that.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so what you saw was me trying to simulate what we probably will have when we get access to the voice option in the OpenAI API. You can see we are using the GPT-4o model here to try to just do text and images, but we are still lacking the voice input. So yeah, let's do one more example before we dive deeper into how I think it's gonna be when we get access to this voice module in the API. So here I just created a simple notes assistant. So this is gonna look at our screen and it's gonna take notes of what we are seeing on the screen. So yeah, let me just show you how this works now. Can you please take notes from what you see on the screen?
Yes, I will save the notes from the screen. Notes are now saved.
Okay, good. Can you also take notes from what you see on this screen?
Yes, I will save the notes from the screen. Notes are now saved.
Okay, so let's just stop this. So let's take a look at what notes we got here now if we open this. Yeah, you can see it starts here, I think. So post details. Sutskever, yeah, we got some key point, decision to leave, company's trajectory. Yeah, I kind of extracted everything, future plans from the tweet, right? We'll miss everyone at the company dearly. Expressed honor and privilege to have worked at OpenAI. And yeah, there's some other weird stuff here too. And here you can see the text evaluation, performance metrics. Okay, so we got a nice list here. That was pretty good, right? Okay, I really like that. I didn't see that coming. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So yeah, you can see this works, but it's so slow. So you know, I skipped the latency now, but it is working. But imagine when we get this like with snappy latency, it's gonna be really cool. So I'm excited to build this, but I just wanted to demo it now to kind of to take a look at what we can expect in the next few weeks. So I thought it was pretty cool. Now let me just explain kind of the differences between the API now and what we hopefully will get very soon. Okay, so this is kind of how I set this up. I want to try to explain how I think this is gonna work. I'm not 100% sure of this, but I think this is kind of the big difference now. So in the program you just saw me use, right? Let's say we said like into my microphone, what is the color? What color is a banana? And then it has to go to OpenAI Whisper. We have to transcribe the voice I said into my microphone over to text. We have to send that text over to GPT-4 Turbo. GPT-4 Turbo has to answer that user question. We have to send it back the answer to text to voice with a TTS model, and then we finally can play the response from with the voice model, right? And that is very many operations, so the latency is gonna be very slow, right? But how I understood kind of the new model, so this is kind of built as a new architecture that kind of takes the neural network that can accept images, voice, and text. So this is how I kind of think about it. We can just say, what color is a banana? And this goes in as a voice and comes out as a voice. So it kind of skips all these slow parts here. And that seems to have lowered the latency dramatically, right? And that is very important. So you can also think image in, voice out, voice in, image out. So all of these multimodalities are kind of melted or smelted into one. So we don't need these extra steps that we are using in my model now. So I'm very excited for this. It's gonna be really cool to test it out. Let me know in the comments if you think this is horribly wrong. But this is just the way I think about it. And hopefully it is like this. So yeah, I just wanted to show you kind of how I found this out, and hopefully it's correct. So if we look at the GPT-4o blog post, you can see here, if we zoom in a bit, with GPT-4o we trained a single new model end-to-end across vision, text and audio, meaning that all inputs and outputs are processed by the same neural network. Because GPT-4o is our first model combining all of these modalities, we are still just scratching the surface of exploring what the model can do and its limitations. So that is kind of what I based my previous explanation on, that it takes just straight voice as input and put voice out, right? So it's going to be exciting in the documentation, what kind of voice we can kind of put into this. So is it just MP3 or is it all kind of audio in? It's going to be interesting to see that. So I'm very excited to see when you actually can start playing with this, right? Because if we take a look at the documentation for GPT-4o now, you can see accepting text or image input and outputting text. So we don't have this full multimodality available yet. So I can see that we can put images in and get images out too, right? Images in, a voice out. So hopefully we will get this also in the API, not just in the browser. So that is kind of what I am looking forward to. And think of all the cool things we can build if we get that freedom, right? So yeah, very excited for this. And I really hope that is the case, that we also get this freedom or functionality in the API. There might be some of you that is actually interested in actually the demo I showed you. So let me just quickly go through kind of how I set this up. And yeah, this will be available from my members section. So if you become a member of the channel, I will upload this to the community GitHub. You will get access to the community Discord. So just follow the link in the description and become a member. And you can, yeah, just clone or fork this code here. So basically, it's a pretty easy setup. We use the GPT-4o model to answer some query. And we have the GPT-4o to actually analyze images. So this is one of the things I wanted to test because they said that the image capabilities are much better. And I've been very happy how they have performed, especially on text. Like we saw in the examples, they were perfect. But I haven't really tested it that hard. And here you can see we had to use the text-to-speech model from OpenAI. We had to pick a TTS model and we had to turn it into MP3. A whole lot of steps to get this working. We needed to use faster whisperer to transcribe. So there's a lot of stuff we had to do, and we have this, yeah, kind of silence frames, speech frames to kind of figure out when we are talking and not talking. And yeah, it's a pretty easy setup, like in coding wise, but it's very slow, right? The latency is horrible. I know I skipped that, but yeah, it's bad. It's 10 seconds at least. But yeah, like I said, if you want this code, just become a member and I'll probably put it up. I just wanted to finish this by watching my favorite example from the GPT-4o demos. So my favorite was this interview prep one. I just want to watch it one more time. I just find it so funny. And I really like the emotions in the voice here.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Rocky. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm awesome. Listen, I got some huge news.
Oh, do tell. I'm all ears.
Well, in a few minutes, I'm going to be interviewing at OpenAI. Have you heard of them?
OpenAI? Huh? Sounds vaguely familiar. Kidding, of course. That's incredible, Rocky. What kind of interview?
Well, it's for a software engineering role, but I just need to know, do I look presentable, professional?
Well, Rocky, you definitely have the I've been coding all night look down, which could actually work in your favor. Maybe just run a hand through your hair or lean into the mad genius vibe. Your enthusiasm is what's really going to shine through.
I don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to throw this on. What do you think?
Oh, Rocky, that's quite a statement piece. I mean, you'll definitely stand out. Though maybe not in the way you're hoping for an interview.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so this reminds me so much of the movie Her. The voice is just similar, at least I could say. So if you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. It's pretty cool and it's very relevant to what we have been seeing in the last few days. Yeah, I think that's it for today's video. Just wanted to do some more explanation. I've done some research into the API. So yeah, probably, I guess I'll see you again on Sunday. I am going to some travel, but I probably have a video for Sunday. Other than that, enjoy your week and yeah, speak soon.